Good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Early Edge. We are brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. As you can see, I've got the hotel background. I'm down in South Florida doing some CBS Sports HQ, among other things. But we got to see how we did on this show, on The Early Edge. Hopefully, you're subscribed to this SportsLine YouTube channel. And if so, you not only caught The Early Edge yesterday, but you caught The Early Edge MLB live stream, which really did well. We go 7-4 on the morning show, though. A couple of plus money plays in there. We'll take 7-4 every single day. We're coming off a winning day the day before as well. And it's James Rainwater. Before I bring in the stars of the show, he says, good morning, Early Edge fam. Had a pretty good day yesterday. Let's make today even better. Oh, and go Dodgers. Let's bring in the stars of the show because we've got some baseball to talk about to kick off the show here. And I want to do that with Amags. I want to do it with Sniper. We got Danny Brasco. We've got Buckets. Amags, I got to go to you first. Yankees blow a lead late. There's a lot of chatter in the chat talking about it. Your reaction to game one?
Yeah, my reaction to game one is that I had to bring my emotional support animal here, Pepper, to the show because I could not believe, I said to Danny before the show, could not believe that they brought Luke Weaver in to protect a one-run lead, the guy with a near 10 ERA in the last month of the season. I mean, it was like, how do we want to lose this game? And then let's go with that. It was just absolutely terrible. I can't think much more about it. They have to just go out and win here today. So that's all you can think about, Sia, because yesterday was a disaster.
I do want to go to Sniper, but Brasco, I got to get your reaction because we know you as a UFC guy, an NFL guy, among other things, but seems like you're pretty pained here as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees are like my childhood. I grew up going to the games. I'm a diehard fan, and UFC and football have since taken the baseball's place, but I still, the Yankees are like my heart. And watching Aaron Boone once again push the wrong button for, I don't know, half of a decade straight now is just infuriating. So Amags touched on it already. He pulled Fried too early when Fried was rolling, facing the bottom of the order against hitters that he'd already looked really good against. I just don't get it, Sia. So yeah, Yankees are Yankeeing again, and Jeff has never been in a better mood in the live chat.
Chris Diorio, let's leave this comment up for a second. He said, sorry, I can't read it anymore, but it was a really funny comment from Chris. You love to see that. Sniper, I don't know if you want to react to the Yankees yesterday or just in general. We had 4 games. Your Cubs won. Talk to me about yesterday.
Well, so I thought we had such a good day overall yesterday in terms of baseball that I'm running it back and I'm wearing the exact same shirt. So hopefully we have just good, like, I know the recap screen looked good, but we didn't include everything from the live show, and we hit a lot of the live show stuff. I believe I hit 3 of the 4 things that I said. No, I hit all 4 actually on the live show because Judge came in. Yeah, so feeling very good right now. First game, that was kind of like, is this really the baseball we want in the postseason? Because every run seemed like it was an accident. And then we had Jose Ramirez getting to third on an error and then maybe a base running mistake in the 9th inning. Cubs game, I liked what I saw from the Cubs. I mean, you hit the back-to-back home runs. You got good pitching, 14 up, 14 down for the bullpen. And they showed that they could score with small ball in the late innings, manufacturing a run. And then in the late game, it's exactly what I said. I mean, it's men against boys there on the Dodgers versus the Reds who, sorry, Buckets, the Reds are not a playoff caliber team. They're just not. And we'll talk about that again in a little bit. But yeah, overall, very good day. And also from the live feed show, credit to Katie for bringing up the Alex Bregman play that we all rallied around and made that a group play as well. So very, very fruitful day yesterday.
That was a group ride. Buckets, I do have something to ask you about, but the group ride from Katie was really good. A lot of people in the chat. I mean, that live stream was really profitable. So again, our recap screen was just for the morning show, really profitable live stream as well. And just shout out to Katie and Jen and so many others that were on that Alex Bregman play. Buckets, I know you intensely watched that Reds game. I know you've got some soccer picks to give out. Can I tell you something though? Because I'm at a hotel and we talked about hotel hacks and you're the #1 guy for hotel hacks. Can I tell you, I had some delicious water this morning. It was perfection, cold, like just straight from the mountains. It was really, really good. So thank you so much for that.
See, I think I told you this. The reason why I was so frustrated that morning is I do a lot of bits on the show. Like, we can never tell, is this Buckets? Is this John? That was the first time in my life I was 100% serious, full stop. And I was ridiculed for weeks because of that. So I might need my own emotional support My dog. I'll take an emotional support Danny today. Danny, you got my back, right?
Fill up the bucket, Sia. Fill up the bucket.
I did. I had my water already. I'm good to go. Buckets. All right, fill us up with some soccer picks. You got 2 today. What are they?
You guys got to bear with me a bit because I am hungover for the first time in like 2 or 3 years. I went to a bar to watch Bayern Munich yesterday, and I said to the guys there, I'll have a beer for every goal we get in this game. It ended 5-1, and I'm just not the kind of person that can throw 6 back anymore. I'm getting old, so we'll do our best with these plays. 2 bets for everyone, starting with the big matchup that everyone wants a bet for, Barcelona versus PSG. This is such a disappointing match because this is a Champions League final type of matchup. I mean, we got 2 of the best teams on the planet, and there's so many injuries, it frankly doesn't even feel like a competitive match anymore. PSG will be without 6 of their 11 starters in this matchup. No Ousmane Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner. No Desiree Doué. Kvaratskhelia is expected to miss it. Vitinha, Marquinhos. This is just a team that is so good, but there's no reason to back them when they're missing that many guys. I'm going with the player prop on Barcelona here. Lamine Yamal to score or assist at -105. He is finally back from his own injury. And, oh, by the way, he's done this in every single game he's played for this season, both for his club and for his country. 6 out of 6 times this bet has hit. We just got to take it at that point. Second bet, we're going to another Champions League fixture where we have Villarreal taking on Juventus. I don't have the Danny or the chip in me to say something Italian and something fancy here, but all you need to know about this game is that both teams to score is the only way you have to bet at -130. Juventus at the beginning of the season was this defensively rock sound. I think that's the phrase team. They were not giving up goals. It's not. That's fine. They weren't giving up goals at all. And then you look at the last month of play. A 4-3 win over Inter, a 4-4 draw to Dortmund, a 1-1 draw to Verona, and a 1-1 draw to Atalanta. Defense is not a thing anymore. Take BTTS. Villarreal is good enough to score at home against anyone. And let's get 2 cash tickets here.
Hey, Max, you want to help him out with the terminology? Rock, is it rock sound?
That's what I said.
Is that I got to be honest, I don't know.
Brasco?
He wasn't listening.
I like rock sound. I think it's going for rock solid, but rock sound is what I'm going to say right now. You know, like we got it all together. It's rock sound.
I almost said rock hard defense, but I knew that wasn't right. So
you know what's funny? For the record, I meant to go to Brasco there, but you know how everybody says you guys are the same person, and we're proving that wrong right now. I literally meant to go to Brasco on that, and I went to Amags. So Amags, sorry for putting you on the spot there.
Danny, just you and I, and then people can get us mixed up the whole time.
Trading places.
Oh, nice reference. Okay, in the chat before Amags, you give out your 2 baseball picks. Favorite Eddie Murphy movie of all time, please put it in the chat. Thank you very much. All right, Amags, we've got a lot of baseball picks on the show because we got SportsLine picks, we got Snipers picks, and we have, of course, your 2 picks.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking of an Eddie Murphy movie. I don't really know many Eddie Murphy movies, to be honest. So I guess I'll have to look one up and remind myself what movies he's been in. I think he was in the one with all the animals, though, right? So maybe it's
just do your picks. Yeah,
come on,
man.
Here we go. So I had to just kind of wake up this morning and do something that Aaron Boone seems to never be able to do, and just kind of make a couple plays by feel. Danny and I talked about it before the show that one manager on the Boston side really has been managing much more traditionally to feel and kind of to the game and how it looks in front of them. And the other guy just opens up a textbook, does what the people up in the front office analytics department tell him to do. And that's kind of all he thinks about. He doesn't actually use his eyes as to what's going on. While I wake up, I'm looking for some plays. Let me just use my eyes. First off, Ben Rice wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Now he faces a guy in Brian Bayo that he's had success against. In all 3 of the meetings this year, Ben Rice has had a hit against Brian Bayo. And so you look at the hits, runs, and RBIs, it's at +100 for over 1.5. And a guy that we know after not being in the lineup yesterday is going to be in the lineup today. I absolutely love it. There's not too much more to think about. But if you want to really dive in, because you know that I did here, Sia, just some of the matchups against these pitches. I mean, Bayo with the sinker and the changeup is kind of what he's going to lead with against lefties. And Ben Rice has just obliterated those pitches this year. I'll post some of those numbers in the Discord later because they're kind of jarring when you look at them. But in overall, just everything included, this is a solid matchup for him, from the pitches to not being in the lineup to growing up as a Yankees fan in Cohasset, Massachusetts, where the entire family was Red Sox fans. So I love this matchup for him here today. He gets that little bit of revenge. I think he goes deep I'll mention that a little bit later with the home run picks. I don't even know if we actually have some today, but that would be my pick here today. Ben Rice to take one deep against Brian Bayo. I really like the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at plus 100. And my second little field play here, Sia, the Dodgers hit 5 home runs last night, 2 of them from Teoscar Hernandez, 2 from Ohtani, 1 from Tommy Edmonds even throwing him in. I think here in this matchup against Zach Littell, who nearly led the majors in home runs allowed this year with 36, only Jake Irvin had more with 38, and Littell actually led for a majority of the season. Now, he wasn't helped by any stretch by playing for Tampa Bay in that minor league park, and then being switched to Cincinnati and pitching in their park. 2 tough parks to pitch in, but still the barrel rate near 10%. The hard hit rate over 40%. That's not a recipe for much aside from giving up home runs. And when you look at the guys that were kind of up in that upper tier, giving 30 plus home runs up this season, he actually had one of the lower whips. So when he gives up hits, they are going to be home runs. They're going to be hit hard. They're going to be hit far for extra bases. And I think tonight, on this Dodgers team, just kind of a field play, you're getting on DraftKings over 1.5 home runs hit at minus 130 for the team total here. It's not a run total, but it's a home run total over 1.5. Go to team totals on DraftKings, go down, and you'll see team total home runs over 1.5. We've actually hit a few of these this year. I'm going to play the over again. They had 5 last night. Like I said, I think if Littell doesn't give us 2, that disaster of a bullpen is going to help us out. So give me the 2 home runs here for the Dodgers tonight, and I think Sniper will give you a bit more info on that one as well.
Sniper, we are going to get more info on the Dodgers, but before that, I got to get your answer on the Eddie Murphy question, because the chat has chimed in, and there's a lot of really good answers. I personally think Coming to America is going to be the most, not the most common answer, but I think it's probably the best answer. But my answer is Beverly Hills Cop, the first one, although the second one was great too. What's your answer there?
Those are the top 2. I actually put Coming to America in the chat. I think I was the first one to ring in. That's why you might have missed it, but you can't go wrong with either one of them. I think those are the clear-cut top 2, at least for me.
Dr. Dolittle is the movie that you were talking about, Amags. That's like 15th on the list, though.
That's a great movie. Great movie.
It's got to be Nutty Professor. He played his entire family. That's unbelievable. Cletus.
It is, but Buckets, you know how you did the Major League homework before you watched the movie for us? I think you should watch Beverly Hills Cop. I really think it's a timeless movie that you'll enjoy even 30 years later or whatever it is. Coming to America. There's so many great scenes. Eddie Murphy is great in it as well. All right, let's get to a promo read and some SportsLine picks, but Buckets, you go first.
You're not going to ask me my favorite Eddie Murphy movie?
You probably don't.
I just assumed you didn't know who that was.
Mushu from Mulan. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bet you feel pretty stupid now, don't you, Sia?
Now I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know what you're talking about.
He played the dragon in Mulan.
I didn't see Mulan. I also didn't know that. I'm not aware of his voiceover work.
How about Donkey in Shrek? You know that one.
Oh, okay. I did know that one. I did know that one. I also knew that BetMGM players will receive a no sweat token to apply to any bet on the MLB postseason. To use the token, add a bet on an MLB postseason event to your bet slip and activate the token. Receive bonus bets if the bet that was made with the token loses. You can use that token with some of the bets you heard or some of the bets you're going to hear right now. SportsLine picks, ladies and gentlemen. Tanner Bybee over 13.5 ounce at minus 118, says Matt Severance. And the Cleveland Guardians money line minus 123, says Bruce Marshall. Amags, I want to go to you here because I know you had the plus money play on the Guardians yesterday. Any thoughts on either of these 2 plays?
I think that, Bruce there with the money line on the Guardians, I like that. But yesterday in that matchup against Skubal looked great, but that 9th inning was terrible from them. I mean, you're down 1 run, you have a man on third base with nobody out. You can score that run with multiple different ways that aren't getting a hit. You can make outs in multiple different ways and get that run in, and they failed to do so. Very similar to the Yankees with bases loaded, nobody out, and not scoring runs. You can get those runs in without even getting a hit. It's just kind of like stupid, in my opinion, to not even try. So I do agree the Guardians are probably here, the side to back. I would not want to back the Tigers, but, I'm going to stay away from it just because of how they looked yesterday. That was very troubling.
Sniper, your response to Amag's criticism right there.
I agree but it's like we talked about yesterday. And I'm sorry to our friend CLE fan, who's a great follower in the chat every day, pretty much. But as I said yesterday, the Guardians have literally the worst offense in the history of the playoffs, if you look statistically. So it's not surprising that they couldn't score there. And obviously, it's a much easier matchup to go from Tarek Skubal to Casey Mize today. But Mize is capable. I told you yesterday, I thought I had kind of a gut feeling on the Tigers, like with the weight of the world lifted off their shoulders, instead of having to look at those standings every single day. Now it's a clean slate. Now they're 0-0 like everybody else. Well, now they're up 1-0. I think the Tigers are going to win it.
Fair enough. All right. We've got a lot to get to. Before we get to a break, though, because we got UFC, I've got a golf pick for tomorrow morning. And of course, we've got more baseball picks. Reminder of the group ride. We need your group ride selection, or I should say your group ride nomination. Put it in the Spotify comments or the YouTube comments. Let us know what it is so that we can vote on Friday. Again, you can put it in the chat if you want, but we really need it in the comments over at YouTube or on Spotify. The group ride, this isn't on us, everybody. So you guys got to be sharp here. This is on you. It's 1 and 3. We got plenty of time to bounce back. Let's get it to 2 and 3 going into next week. Put your favorite NFL or college football bet for Saturday or Sunday or Monday in the YouTube or Spotify comments. All right, we got to get to a break because we got a lot more to cover, including some of your questions, and we'll do it right after this message from our partners.
We need your sports news anywhere.
We've got breaking news to bring you.
Then get your sports anytime you want them. Big trade news overnight to discuss.
Because we know you need sports all the time.
A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
A legend adds to their legacy.
We're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
CBS Sports HQ, anywhere, anytime, all the time.
I'm getting some criticism for never seeing Mulan. We're back here on the Early Edge, brought to you by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Buckets, this is a movie I was supposed to see.
This is a movie that probably 99% of people in the world have seen, but
hand up if you've seen it. Hand up on the show.
I'll take the under on 99% of the people.
You haven't seen it, Sniper or Amags?
The world.
You've never
99% is crazy.
That can be that. We can say that's crazy.
You know how many people there are in the world?
No, I don't. Sniper, you've never seen it.
6 billion.
No, I'm not.
Put yes or
Amags,
no
you've
to whether
never
you've
seen
seen
it?
Mulan in the chat. Please, everybody participate. Yes or no. That's all we need. Capital yes or capital no. Whether you've seen James Murphy says Mulan. Sorry to interrupt you. Buckets, keep going.
No, I was gonna get his back because everyone sleeps on his references. I know he doesn't always know the classic pop culture stuff. Buckets throws out a little cartoon or an animated movie, and everyone's like, "What's that?" Mulan is phenomenal. So yeah, Buckets, I got a story for you. I was at a bachelor party playing beer pong. It was like 7-game series down to the last shot, game 7, and my buddy Shannon throws on the Mulan theme song. He puts his long hair in a ponytail, Mulan style, sinks the cup on me, and walks away. So Mulan is strength, Sia.
Mulan is strength, Sia. Back to you, Amags.
I don't know what that means. Back, wrap. Give me some UFC picks, Brasco.
Let's go. We got UFC 320 pay-per-view card. It's a huge one. And I'm going to get right into it. Normally, I'm looking for NFL picks on Thursday, trying to give you some Thursday Night Football action. But these lines are on the move. So I'm going to give you main event and co-main event picks on a Wednesday. So here we go. And I'll be answering some questions in the live chat if you guys want to discuss some more. But let's start right away with the bantamweight title on the line. I'm going with Corey Sandhagen on the spread. We're going to be talking about spread markets today. And I actually like plus 9.5, Ben. I think I wrote that wrong in the when I gave you the pick, but the spread is plus 9.5. And that's an important distinction because what that implies is that Corey Sandhagen wins just one round on the combined judges' scorecards. If you were to lose a unanimous 49-46, thank you, Ben, then he would still cash this ticket because that would be 9 combined rounds. And I absolutely think Corey Sandhagen can win a round. Merab is certainly looking like the best version of himself yet. He just keeps evolving as champion. The threat of his grappling, his pace, and his pressure really have made his striking that much better since he started working with John Wood, very high-level striking coach. So now you see kind of those overhand punches landing more, him getting off a lot more strikes because people are so afraid of being stuck in defense and neutralized by his constant wrestling attack. But Corey Sandhagen has some of the highest level jiu-jitsu. We saw him in that kind of 50-50 leg lock position in his last fight with Davison Figueiredo. He just sat up and in disgusting fashion popped Davison Figueiredo's knee. That was all IQ there. I think Corey Sandhagen can neutralize some of the threats that Merab bring, and he won't break to his pressure. We saw Umar Nurmagomedov decisively beat Corey, but he neutralized a lot of his grappling advances in a fight that many people thought he would dominate him there. Again, Piotr Jan in a high-level fight that Corey took on a former champion and title challenger. He won the first round. Jan was able to outpoint him in the end, but Corey stayed on his bike, used that lateral movement, used that kind of fight IQ and cerebral nature to at least stay in the fight early on. I think he's gotten a lot better too, and he has the ability to hurt Merab. Don't forget, Merab's not invincible. As tough as he is and as just all the intangibles that seem to break every opponent he's got, he's been hurt real bad before. I cannot stop replaying in my mind that Marlon Moraes fight where he was on death's door and came back in one of the most insane fights you'll ever see. So yeah, Merab can get hurt, and if Corey lands one of those slashing elbows, maybe a jump knee, he's got excellent timing on those knees, he could at least steal a round. So the odds are wide. Merab is about -380 favorite, and the over 4.5 rounds is -310. Merab by decision is -200. If you like Merab to win, the value is kind of shot on him. So give me Corey to pick up a round and have a more competitive fight than the odds reflect. All right, guys, let's go to the main event of the evening now. And this pick kind of pains me to take because I'm a huge Alex Pereira fan. But sadly, I think the mystique has been drained. And I'm taking Magomed Ankalaev to not only win and defend his title, but cover the -5.5 spread. Again, this is going to imply that he needs a decisive victory. He's going to need at least 149-46 score, or he's going to need, 2 49-46 scores. I think he can win by 3 rounds or more, or even put Pereira away in this fight. Pereira was made to look so awkward in their last fight. You've never seen the prolific striker like him so out of sorts, it seemed. And I think that it's because not just that he had an off night, maybe he was dealing with some sickness or some injuries, but also because the looks that Ankalaev offer just really neutralize a lot of his game. Ankalaev fights out of that southpaw stance, and for a long time, the low kicks were a problem. Jan Blachowicz had him like a flamenco out there on one leg. Since that fight, he's really cleaned up that defense. Alex Pereira does so much with his low kick. It sets up that left hook. The low kick feints hide the punches and vice versa. And in the southpaw stance, Ankalaev takes a lot of that away. He barely got hit with any low kicks. Pereira is so worried about the threat of his grappling that he was tentative to let his hands go. And he spent so much time in the clinch. Yes, Ankalaev wasn't able to take him down and control him on the mat, but just kept him pinned against the fence for so long. And I worry that Pereira may come out more aggressive in this fight and get himself caught. He is the one that got clipped the hardest in that last fight. The southpaw boxing is there. High IQ fighter like Ankalaev. I'm getting vibes of Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. After a really close first fight where Dricus barely won, the odds got a lot wider, and people said, what? I gave it to Strickland. Why is he the big dog? I think Ankalaev has the book out on Pereira, and he's going to come in with an even better game plan, and it's going to look that much better. So I think he's live for the knockout, and I think he dominates this fight, sadly. I think next for Pereira, we just move him on up to the heavyweight division and see what fun fights we can make. But in terms of championship caliber status, I'm out on Pereira at that, at that place now. It's sad to say, but Ankalaev and Steele is my pick, and I think he covers this spread, Sia.
All right, UFC 320, a couple of picks that it sounds like we want to get in potentially now as the line or the juice moves. All right, let's get back to MLB. We've got a lot of MLB questions to answer as well, and I've got a golf pick that I'll give out very quickly. But Sniper, couple MLB plays, one of which you're just going back to from last night, which I honestly endorse quite a bit. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to start in the Bronx. I'm going to go with Jazz Chisholm over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. A lot of similar thought process to Amags here with his Ben Rice play. Jazz was mad that he didn't play yesterday. He's an emotional guy. I think he's going to have a little extra juice today. Brian Bayo on the hill for the Red Sox with a 5.40 ERA in September. Jazz slugged over 500 against righties this year. He slugged well over 500 in Yankee Stadium. His last 2 years against Bayo, he's 5 for 12. On September 13th against Bayo, he went 3 for 3 with a home run. So yeah, he's a possible home run play. I really like Jazz in this spot. Also, yeah, I'm just going to run it back with the Dodgers. Even before the line came out, I said I'm going to play the Dodgers run line pretty much no matter what. I don't care about the -130. What we saw last night was exactly what I told everybody yesterday on the show we were going to see. It was men against boys against a non-playoff caliber team there. And, especially the Reds now, they burnt Hunter Green. Andrew Abbott and Nick Lodolo threw over the weekend, so they would be on short rest. So they have to go with Zach Littell, their number 4 starter. Big time fly ball guy. Probably going to see a lot of home runs tonight, as Amag said. And I also wanted to, in honor of Liddy, who sent me this last year, since we're going with the Dodgers again, I'll just throw that on real quick right there. We're running them back. I don't know if Buckets wants a showdown here or what. But I did also want to say yesterday on the live feed, I tried to talk some sanity into some people going crazy about how I played Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge sucks in the playoffs. Look at his numbers. He hit the over. I'm here to try to provide some sanity here and tell you that when you have small sample data, don't use it as a predictor. And if I don't do it, who's going to do it? You, Jeff Stenberg?
That was an amazing A Few Good Men reference there. Really, really good stuff, as usual, from the Sniper. We've got Sniper and Amags and Buckets and maybe Brasco. I got to search the chat here. We've got some questions for you all to answer. Any A Few Good Men-isms, if you're in the chat or if you're on the show, please feel free to just bring them forward. I'm going to bring forward a Sanderson Farms 3-ball. I wasn't on the early wedge yesterday, but I did put my we had a great cast. It was Rick Gaiman, Patrick McDonald, Jason Sobel. I did put my outrights and my first-round leaders and some long shots into that show. So go back and check out the graphics more than anything, or just watch the whole show, listen to it. It's in your podcast.
Uh-oh.
No. Ben, what happens when we lose the host?
It's my time to shine,
Buckets.
baby.
To you. Back to you in the studio, Buckets.
Do you want me?
Well, at that point, in all honesty, there were a couple of questions.
Okay, he's back.
Oh, there we go. See, he's back. He's back.
See, this is how
Disaster averted.
It was too much pressure.
This is how good my golf picks are. They're trying to take me off the air. This is some crazy stuff going on here. So let me get this pick out as fast as possible. Tristan Lawrence plus 130 over Trevor Cohn and Mason Anderson. I like Tristan Lawrence potential.
Back to you in the studio, Bucket.
Shoot, I might have gone out again.
Oh, no, you're back. You're back. Go back
again.
Keep it on the 5-shot, Ben, so that please keep it on the 5-shot. I'll get the pick out and then we'll go to questions. Tristan Lawrence plus 130 over Trevor Cohn and Mason Anderson. I like Tristan Lawrence in this tournament, like his upside. His downside is there too, but Trevor Cohn, Mason Anderson are not the golfers that Tristan Lawrence is. He's been really good on the European Tour, really good on the PGA Tour. Give me Tristan Lawrence plus 130. The only guy I'm really worried about is Trevor Cohn. He hits it a long way. Pretty good course fit. But again, Tristan Lawrence has tremendous upside. I like him as a first-round leader at a super long shot number. I think it's around 100-1. So again, this one's tomorrow morning, so you got to get it in today if you want to get this bet in. All right, let's go to some questions. I'm going to start with you, Bucket. Steve Folkert says, Arsenal win to 0. Your thoughts?
Oh, I absolutely hate how much I love that bet. This one has 2-0 written all over it. Arsenal and Champions League at home. Olympiacos might not get a single shot on target. Bet unders, but both teams to score no, and Arsenal win to 0 make a lot of sense here.
All right, let's move on to some baseball. Bruce Green says, this will be for Sniper and Amags. Sniper, I'll start with you. Do you like the Yankees team total over 3.5?
Yes. Yeah. I think they're going to hit Bayo. They were held down yesterday by those lefties, and it was Garrett Crochet and Aroldis Chapman, and both have been absolutely amazing this year. They were nails last night. The Yankees offense is too good to be held down again the second night, especially against Bayo, who has had a lot of trouble in September.
Amags, your thoughts here?
I hope he's right. Not much. I'm not going to go too deep into that one. I hope he's right.
Amags, thoughts on Casey Mize, asks D. Johnson, over 14.5 pitching outs, Tanner Bybee over 5 Ks, or 1.5 walks?
So this is a good question to bring up because I not only answered this, but I mentioned a couple times. So I only want to bet pitcher overs, and I would even do this with caution. But the way that I would segment it right away is this team facing elimination, yes or no? If it's yes, then I'm not betting the over on a pitcher. Because at any point in time, a big situation could arise where they have to bring in their best arm right now to put out a fire, and worrying about how long the starting pitcher went is really, it's not a worry at all. But on the other side, if, Casey Mize or even Brian Bayo, actually over 14.5 outs is the line for him. I think that even if he gives up a few runs, they probably push him through 5 innings. I mean, I know they got a bunch out of Crochet, but at some point you start to look at like, hey, it's a 3-1 game. We're going into the 5th inning. Do I really need to pull him right now? He's given up 3. I think that those are the cases where maybe the managers try to squeeze a little bit more out of them, knowing they have some more leeway. So I would want to look at, Casey Mize, that's fine, but not Tanner Bybee.
Go ahead, Sniper.
On that note, we were asked Dylan Cease over 14.5 outs in the chat. The Padres' vaunted bullpen coming into the playoffs was one of the reasons that people thought that they could beat the Cubs. And they were up 1-0 going into the 5th inning yesterday, and their starting pitcher, Nick Pivetta, gave up back-to-back bombs, and they ended up losing. If anything, I would say that I would take the under on C's 14.5 outs, because at the first sign of trouble, if they start to fall behind, Schilt's going to go into panic mode and say, I have to let my bullpen take over here.
Is this also why you might take the under on Cease's 5.5 Ks? Because Ramo asked that question.
That one I would probably avoid, because he's such a high volume strikeout guy.
Yeah. He
could strike out 8 in 4 innings or something. So that one I'm probably a total stay away.
Let's go to buckets. Do you like Dortmund money line? Oh.
Dortmund against Athletic Club. I like Dortmund money line a lot, just because they're at home and playing at the yellow wall is an absolute nightmare. Rather than take the money line, I personally would just take Dortmund 1.5 team total. It's -115, so you're getting a little bit of juice there compared to the money line, but it's a bit safer if Athletic Club does finally show up offensively.
Joe Neuenfeld says, "See, as scariest 10 seconds in early edge history, we have no one to lead after you." Do you all remember that time when buckets had to lead? There's a GIF that I can, or do we call it GIF or GIF? I'm actually legitimately unsure. Where buckets had to lead the ship. I know, I'm sorry. And the GIF or the GIF is really funny, because I come back onto the screen and buckets is so relieved. I'm going to post that right after this show, because it's 100% worth it. Come over to Twitter to check that out. All right. Did you answer the question already, Buckets? So I got sidetracked.
Yes, I answered the question.
With the GIF. My favorite peanut butter, too. It's crunchy over creamy, by the way, every time. Go ahead, Amags.
Yeah. We had one more question on Yamamoto and a couple of props for him. Pitchers. Again, that's a team not facing elimination. I do think there's an opportunity there. But if you go to Caesars, the 5 strikeouts and the money line is under -170 here. I mean, that same exact parlay, but at 6 strikeouts and the money line, it's the same price on FanDuel. So, I mean, you're getting a really huge discount by going to Caesars and betting that same game parlay. I think that, there was a question on a same game parlay for Yamamoto. So try to look at that one. I think that's a solid way to look at the Dodgers tonight. If you want to, I do think the 1.5 there for Sniper is a good play, but if you wanted to try to match the money line with strikeouts, that would kind of profile as a spot to do it.
Brasco, go ahead.
I wanted to mention one thing for the main event. Alex Pereira, a guy that can turn anyone's lights out with 1 strike, is going to attract a lot of bets at a +230 tag. I kind of think it's bait. But if you like Pereira, take him at +320 by knockout instead. I really think it's unlikely that he wins a decision against a more well-rounded and defensively sound fighter. So if you want to take a shot on Pereira, go for the knockout. I doubt he wins a decision. Get a better price tag.
Let's get one more soccer question in here. TJ Harrop asks, Buckets, Man City over 2.5 team total is -110. Monaco let 4 into, is it Bruges? Brugge?
Yeah, I really like that bet. It's even money too, +100 on MGM. Holland is on an absolute rampage right now. Take him to score with Man City money line to get even money as well, if you don't want to risk the potential 3 goals there. But I think this one's going to be 3-1, maybe even 4-1 again for Man City. Also, real quick here, I didn't get the chance to say this earlier. Hey, Snyder, F you, I want a showdown on the Reds.
Oh my God.
Didn't see that coming.
That was wild.
Go, Ben. Do the thing.
Bring it
Well,
on.
it's
gonna be a showdown.
wait a minute. I'm not 100% sure that Daniel Alistair Cappy accepted that.
He said bring it on. It was just right as
Well, let's hear the music again. Come on.
It's gonna
be a showdown.
I'm just preparing to go deep against Zach Littell tonight, like everybody else on the
Yeah. Backing Zach Littell on a showdown is against the Dodgers is.
And I will say that you can get Reds -1.5 at +350 if you want to go that extra step further there and kind of flip the spread.
Do you want to do that too?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. No more music. We're fine.
Nikesh Bajaj says the guy who invented the GIF said it was pronounced GIF.
That's always
That trumps anything anyone else is saying about it.
Phonetically, if you look at GIF, it's GIF.
Right,
So
I would think so. Yeah.
So
Phonetically.
sorry that I'm literate, Buckets.
We have Larry Hartstein in the chat, I believe, as well. So many of you in the chat. Really appreciate everybody being in here. We have probably thousands over watching on Twitter. I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe 1,000, but we've got almost 500 here. And I got to remind everybody, tomorrow, we've got, by the way, on CBS Sports Network, we've got the NFL show and the college football show today, 12 and 1 o'clock. You're not going to want to miss that. But just as important is tomorrow on the early edge, we've got Thursday night football. And you know what we've been doing for these Monday night and these Thursday night primetime games? We've really been leaning into it. So if you are new to this show, you need to know that you need to be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, because we're going to go through first touchdown scores. We're going to answer all your questions. We're probably going to have some props and plays on the games. We spend a lot more time on the primetime games here on this morning show. So make sure you're here tomorrow morning. I guess it's time to take a look at the recap screen. As Amags says, no touchdown. Actually, tomorrow I could probably.
Have you been
not.
following that, Sia? I don't know. So I've been betting no touchdown in all of the primetime games, and I've basically just been wasting $5 on every single game.
You almost hit it once.
I did almost hit it once, but then I changed up my approach a little bit in that Denver game, and I went no TD for the Bengals. It was 5 returned, like almost, I think, 520 or so. So I covered my losses for the year. I'm good. I'm just going to keep betting no TD.
That hit? You actually hit that bet?
Yes, it's on my Twitter.
Maybe rather.
But I will say it was with a boost, and I felt much more confident about it, so I didn't put just $5. But it did cover my losses. So
that's an incredible hit. Did you make that bet pre-game or after the first drive? Or
yeah, no, it was literally just it was 120 to 1 for the full game, and then I got almost 10 to 1 on just the Bengals side, which is like half the reason I was betting it anyways, right? More than half. So I just singled out the Bengals there too. I did lose the $5 on the 120 to 1 though, because I had to throw that.
If you want to double your system up, instead of taking no TD for the game, take the team no TD.
Yeah. I got a little smarter there, Dan. Over the last couple of weeks, I got a little smarter here. So that was the bet there, Steve.
That's really impressive.
I love it.
Honestly.
I love it.
That's really, really good stuff. All right, let's get to the recap screen. I could be here for like an hour and a half with this team here. Sanderson 3-ball tomorrow morning. I think this is around 9:15. Tristan Lawrence plus 130 over Trevor Cohn and Mason Anderson. Again, I've got some first-round leaders. I'll try to tweet those out and put them in the SportsLine Discord later, but check out the early wedge because I've got some long shots, some FRLs, and some outrights as well. Sniper Jazz Chisholm over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at plus 119. And the Dodgers got a showdown with buckets. Run line minus 130. Amags Ben Rice over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at even money. And Dodgers over 1.5 home runs at minus 130. Buckets. Barcelona versus PSG. Lamine Yamal to score or assist, minus 105. Villarreal versus Juventus, both teams to score, minus 130. Then we go to Brasco, UFC 320. Corey Sanhagen, plus 9.5 at minus 150. And Magomed Ankalaev, minus 5.5 at minus 110. I'm doing okay today. Tanner Bybee, over 13.5 ounce, minus 118, says Matt Severance. That's a SportsLine pick, along with Bruce Marshall's pick, Cleveland Guardians, money line, minus 123. We don't have any inside the lines home run plays. But I will tell you that if you go back into the show, you heard what Amags and Sniper said about some guys that can potentially go yard. And this is the most important thing you need to see. Have you seen Mulan? Well, we voted on it. Yes is 55%. No is 45%. So we don't have that 99% split that you thought we'd have. Buckets, your reaction?
My reaction is that you can't handle the truth. Sia, that's a few good men's quote there for you.
That's not bad, actually. That's a really, really good response.
I mean, it's the most mainstream one, but whatever.
Still, the fact that he got the right movie is progress.
I'm impressed that we went from A Few Good Men to Mulan to Nutty Professor. There's a wide range of film here.
Yeah, we're versatile.
Two things. One, Buckets, did I mess up the soccer name? Because I think I'm getting some criticism in the chat.
You added a nexus scare. Let me tell you how you're pronouncing things wrong. It's just Lamine. You said Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal. I was, you could tell in the middle of that word, I wasn't sure whether to pronounce the E, and I got cute with it because I figured it was Lamine, but I wanted it
See, when I first started and I was feeling like I wasn't saying anything right, I would add unnecessary accents all the time to stuff to make myself seem smarter. So I understand what you're doing there.
I love that.
I think you just called me stupid. The other thing is stand-up comedy specials or stand-up comedy. Those are not movies. So Eddie Murphy, Raw, Delirious, while great, any of the Chris Rock stuff or Chappelle, those are not movies. They don't count in the spectrum of great Eddie Murphy movies. If you have more on Eddie Murphy, shout us out on Twitter over at SportsLine or any of our tags as you see them here on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a long show. We had a lot of fun. Sorry for conking out a couple of times. I did want to see Buckets host for a few minutes, though, so that is a missed opportunity. Either way, we'll be here tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. Do not forget on CBS Sports Network, we've got 2 very special shows that'll probably be on the SportsLine YouTube feed later on as well. Either way, Either way, we'll see you tomorrow on the Early Edge. We rest our case.